the sword of Mercury. And today, we have a pretty interesting topic about how to overcome your plateaus, shatter your limits, and essentially transcend your boundaries. Essentially, like shatter that ceiling that you're pushing up against. So, if you're in the gym, or you're working on something, specifically, I'm just going to use the gym for today's example because I feel like the gym has a lot of transferable avenues to the rest of the things we do. So if you're in the gym and you're plateauing out or you're maxing out and you're seeking for a new pinnacle of strength to achieve or to propel you to that next level of what you're trying to accomplish, then I have some stuff for you that might help. So, and just for reference, this can actually be used for a lot of things in life, not just the gym, but I'm just going to be referring to the gym because it makes things simple. But whether you're working on a business, whether you're overcoming some emotional block, whether you just want to manifest, etc., whether this is even something health-wise, whatever, it can all be transcended. And that's the fundamental thing that you need to know. So you have the ability to transcend reality as you know it. You are a spiritual being. And I'm going to show you how you are one today. So step one, don't come. So, yeah, funny pun. Step one, or rhyme. Step one, don't come. But yeah, essentially there is some stuff behind this. If you think of it, a lot of times, like, how does this energy or substance even materialize in our body? It's energy that crystallizes from source that we store in the body, we transmute within us, it becomes part of our being. Excuse me. It's almost like you can think of it like the fuel you're putting into a fire, right? What happens when you have no more fuel or wood? The fire doesn't burn, it can't burn, because there's nothing else to burn up into it. There's nothing for it to continue burning on, right? There's no substance, there's no ground. So this is the essence of this, is that it crystallizes into the material world and it becomes part of you. And when, like into the 21st century now more than ever, people watching porn and stuff like this, jerking off and, blowing their load. And I'm not just saying guys, but girls too, whatever. It's, again, it's not exactly the same biology of it, but essentially girls can perform like seed retention and stuff as well. It's not just guys can perform seed retention, so keep that in mind. So don't come. So it's otherwise known as sexual alchemy, and the thing is that you're taking that energy, that vital life force that is used to create life, and you're transforming it into a higher form, into strength, into things that can be used for energy, and you're refining it as you do that. So if you're in the gym and you're doing seed retention, maybe you're edge maxing out, trying to boost your testosterone, etc. And don't get me wrong, jerking off is, I might get some heat for saying this, but jerking off is good, but don't blow your load and waste the seed. If you look into spirituality and tantras and stuff, what they do is they transmute that energy in the body. I know a lot of gym culture in the modern world is not about that style of edge maxing, as they would say. It's more about just like building the testosterone, but essentially there is a higher level than that you can go to, which I'm talking about today. And the higher level is not just simply through edge maxing and raising your testosterone, but it's about actually making it a spiritual practice in which you are in alignment with higher principles inside of your heart. So you're moving that sexual energy up through the body, up through the chakras, up through the energy centers, up through your electromagnetic field, and it's going to The second thing we have here, connect to your principles. Principles, the Church of Principalities, otherwise known as the Church of Thyatira. Church of Thyatira. Church of Thyatira. The Church of Thyatira is essentially the church which relates to love and your principles as a human being. So what do you connect with in your heart? What connects you to other people, right? And this is the same principle as when people say, oh yeah, we're resonating on the same vibration, because your principles and their principles in alignment gives you more power in the field, right? So like when you're hanging out with your friends or people you share similar philosophies with, or you're developing in some way, you are essentially aligning with those principles and transmuting, transforming, transcending your energy to a new level. And you can do this by yourself too. It's just about shattering those limits again, shattering those beliefs that do not serve you, connecting with your principles. The thing is, a lot of times your principles do not change. It's just that we suppress them, and in doing so we suppress our power and that connection to our soul, because the soul is the thing that has the ability to transcend that vital life force into a higher form. If you're into theosophy and anthroposophy, this is known as the etherization of the blood. Essentially, when you transform your blood and transform the fluids in your system into a higher divine essence, it's called etherization. And that can, don't get me wrong, you can edge max and you can raise your testosterone that way, but it's not spiritually enhanced. It's just a very base level of heightening your energy. What I'm saying to you is that there's a level even beyond that, which is essentially, you can almost think of it, the difference between Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan Blue, or Super Saiyan God, where you're tapping into that divine key and moving into another level. So you're going from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan God to Super Saiyan Blue. You're transmuting the energy in your system into a divine essence, which is what I'm talking about here. And this is the very pinnacle of what you can do with sexual transmutation, and it enhances your energy like you would not believe. It taps you into things that you were not able to tap into before. And the thing is that nature is available to you. All you have to do is prove yourself worthy to yourself to tap into it. And the way you do that is essentially by not giving in to your desires that immediately pop up, not jerking off to Pornhub and just blowing your load over pixels. You know, I'm not saying sex is bad or jerking off is bad or even coming is bad, but I'm saying if you want to come or blow your load, make sure you're doing it with a reason. That's why love is such a beautiful thing, because when you are in love with your actual soulmate, your twin flame, your partner, and you have that relationship and you blow your load with them, especially if you haven't done it for a long time, that manifestation energy is going towards your energy of being in love with that person. So it's utilized for a divine essence, even though that in that moment you'll notice a subtle drop, but that manifestation energy is going towards valuable things, going towards your principles. So I'm not saying that to connect with your principles you have to, come with your girlfriend or, with your boyfriend, whatever. I'm not even saying that the absence of doing it is that same case. All you have to do is be in alignment with your principles, and that's it. And keep that energy inside you until it can be used for something with intention. And I'm not saying this necessarily means you have to do it with your partner. It could mean you're performing some kind of almost like spell or ritual or whatever, something to manifest, and some people will expel or release during that time. And again, not advocating that, I'm just saying these are the different outlets for your sexual energy. But the basis is, if you want to raise that to that new level, shatter your limits, there's fission and fusion that is going on here. Fission and fusion And transmutation is a concept. Transmutation is a concept of taking something and transforming it into something else. Fission and fusion. Fusion is the concept of taking two things and making them one. Fission is the opposite of that, taking one thing and separating them. And these processes are essentially that sexual life force energy. And this is why the system, the matrix, wants you jerking off and wasting that energy 24/7, because it keeps you from reaching your true potential, keeps you weak, keeps you docile, keeps you from being a strong and light being. And guys, especially, I know girls have urges too, I'm not saying they don't, but I can relate to guys, obviously. I get where you're coming from. The desire is strong, it's very strong, but the thing is, you are stronger. You have the ability to overcome that. You must wield your sword, and you must understand that your sword was always meant to be used for divine purposes. You know, I'm not gonna get into the whole technical aspects of like this transmutation process of Church of Sardis, Church of Pergamos, Church of Thyatira. If you're into that, look into my other video on Revelation. It might not be actually posted yet, but if it is posted, look into that. And I talk about kind of that sexual energy that can be used for higher purposes. So don't come, there's a form of sexual energy. This is basically fundamentals of E equals MC squared here, but it's within yourself. It's the energy being converted into mass, and mass being converted into energy. And that's why guys, when they expel their load, they feel tired, they feel weak, they feel like they want to go to sleep. It's because they have basically released a ton of energy. They've hemorrhaged a lot of energy. So it's not exactly the same for girls. That's why seed retention is more potent for guys, in my understanding. I'm not saying girls can't do it. Girls can do seed retention or a form of it as well. It's just different. So because guys are connected to that creative solar energy, girls are connected to the lunar energy. So this is the basis of it. So there's that energy, remember, cannot be created nor destroyed, only converted. I was just looking for the term I used on the board, but it can only be converted, only be converted, only be converted. And I know some of you are thinking like, oh yeah, this is like out there for an ASMR topic. Yes it is, but I'm not here to give you guys like, make it soft and cushiony and placate things for you. I'm here to teach you how to be strong and how to basically actualize to your fullest potential, and that strength that you're seeking already exists within you. You just need to keep it within the body. So that's the basis of that. And once you don't come on step 1, connect to your principles on step 2, which is why I have the yin yang and the heart. You can go to step 3, which is set your energy free, and that doesn't mean expel it. I mean, in some cases, maybe you might if you're using it, like I said, for something that is in alignment with your principles, but you don't have to. And this is the thing I emphasize here, you don't have to. You can keep transmuting it, and you can manifest without blowing your load, and also you can have an orgasm. If you didn't know this, you can have an orgasm without releasing. There's ways that you can exercise and train your body to essentially channel that energy back up into your body instead of releasing it out of the body. You can have an orgasm that sends that energy back up into the body. And I myself have only experienced this truly like one time in its full essence, but I'll tell you, it's one of the best, most like deeply feeling things you might ever feel with yourself in your entire life. It's like probably it will be the most profound orgasm or like sexual sensation you've ever had, because it's almost like instead of like letting that love flow out of your body and just like be wasted, you're giving that love back into your own body and letting that heal your body energy free. What do I mean by this? I mean that you can channel it with strong emotions, similar to even how you see in Dragon Ball with, like, how do they tap into the Super Saiyan state or any of these states? It's through strong emotions, right? And we'll spin around and look at those emotions, but emotions are tides. That's why typically girls who are related to the moon and water, typically guys are said to be like stone and girls are said to be like water. This is the basis of this, is that girls are very emotional, right? But emotions are also something that are almost a higher level of intelligence or a higher level that guys can go to. But guys are not as emotionally intelligent as girls. That's why typically, like, becoming enlightened as a guy comes along with being emotionally intelligent, because you move through that center on your way to enlightenment. I digress, but emotions are tides and they generate movement, they generate energy, and they repurpose energy and restore your vitality. So if you didn't see here, also you got the little like atomic structure with transmutation, fission/fusion. You can manifest more. You can manifest more doing this process. Here are the emotions: rage, passion, excitement, love. So there's, of course, we know there's a variety of different emotions that we experience as human beings. And essentially, all of these come with certain energies, and some are more straightforward and direct than others, and some are more expansive than others. But in essence, see what the situation requires. If it requires a lot more direct, aggressive energy, like, doing battle, breaking through limits, anything like that, rage is great. It can be utilized efficiently, properly, and effectively to actually benefit you. Same thing with like love and excitement. Get excited when you encounter challenges, because it's a exciting time to challenge yourself, overcome obstacles, right? Love, same thing, right? Like when you having your time by yourself or whatever, you essentially can transcend or transmute that energy, transform that energy back inside your body, and give that love to yourself, nurture yourself with that life force energy. Remember, this is life force energy, vital life force energy, and when you give it back to yourself, it does wonders for your body, your mental health, your emotional health, everything. Physical health too. So essentially, yeah, you're shattering your limits there, basically. And remember, it's not about just like edge maxing, and building up the testosterone in a very almost binary way of, oh, I need to jerk off and keep that inside me so I can just build up tension and create more pressure in the system, which that force can be used for working out or raising your testosterone or whatever. No, it's about doing that, but it's about doing it with higher principles involved. Why are you doing it? What goals do you want to achieve? Who do you want to become? What do you love? What love are you moving towards? Do you have someone you love, like your girlfriend or your twin flame, your soulmate, whatever? And if you're thinking about them and you feel those genuine emotions, it can even be self-love, right? It could be for anything. It can even be for a concept. Maybe it's a sport. Like, you see a lot of fighters, they love the sport. That's the thing, right? Why do so many guys connect to Goku? It's because he loves fighting. He loves the excitement of battle, right? So that's a type of love as well. It's love for a concept. So you can really give that love to anything, but you're also giving it back to yourself in the process. That love is guiding your soul. It's showing you the way, and you are transcending those limits inside your body, transmuting that energy inside your body, transforming that energy inside your body. energy up and transforming it into a form which becomes more refined, becomes more purified as you do this too, and it becomes more of a divine energy, divine essence, a spiritual process, an etherization of your system, and it rises you up because you're almost like that surfer riding on this emotional wave. You're that perfect surfer, perfect surfer, perfect surfer. You're that perfect surfer, perfect surfer, perfect surfer. You're that perfect surfer, perfect surfer, perfect surfer. Rising that energy up higher, higher, and higher, and riding those waves to an even greater degree every time. And when you rise up that energy to a greater limit every time, what are you doing? You are riding that wave, and you essentially have more energy to utilize in all your areas of life. But remember, if you expel it while you're jerking off, then you're at a lower level of energy, you're at a lower potential energy. We're dealing with physics concepts here too. Potential energy, kinetic energy. When you move the seed energy, it changes to kinetic energy. When you are like meditating or at a rest state, or you finish your transmutational alchemy, if you want to say, or sexual alchemy, it's in a potential state when it's just settled, right? When it's refined. So we're, again, mass and energy. One's a physical form, one's an energetic form. Simple enough. In any case, that is the information I have for you guys today. Remember, you guys have unlimited power and strength deep within you, but it's up to you to bring it out, rely on it, use it, and there's infinite things you can use it towards. But the system has really invaded people's minds to believe that, it's best spent just being expelled all the time. I'm not saying you can't do that once in a while, or that it doesn't have its own benefits once in a while, but there is so much potential within that practice that you guys might have not even ever realized or tapped into, simply because so many of us, we get caught up in the lies and the distractions of what the system and society influences us to believe. But deep within your soul, you know that there's a higher purpose, and when you start moving on that path, you feel better. I know it's hard at the beginning, but once you get things in motion, once you get your momentum, things become so much easier. In essence, that is what I have for you guys today. I don't even like having my phone around me too much. I'm only tapping on it for the sake of ASMR. But again, you guys have infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite strength, infinite strength, infinite strength, infinite spirituality, infinite spirituality, infinite spirituality deep within you. It's up to you to draw it out. The only one who can draw it out is you, and there's no one else that you should blame if you do not, if you waste that energy. There's a moment in my life where I had to reach a realization that, it's not your fault that these things have unfolded this way, or that you have these almost like perspectives, or like mental attributions, or aspects of yourself that were not given, that were not what you chose. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. And once you realize that, the power is with you, because once you take your power back, you realize that you had the ability to go farther than you ever thought possible. Don't look back, guys. Just go hard and don't look back. And I don't mean go hard as in literally, but I mean, I guess maybe, because like, you might channel more energy that way. I don't know, this is kind of funny because probably a lot of people are like, you know, oh, it's taboo to talk about this stuff, blah 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 blah. Me, I don't give a, you know, I'm not gonna use, I'm not gonna swear in this episode just in case it affects my monetization in the future. But in essence, that's what I have for you guys today on the Sword of Mercury. Still got the tappy marker around. Tappy marker making our energy go up. In essence, that's what I have for you today on the Sword of Mercury. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end. I believe in you guys. In case you doubt it, I'll tell you now, I believe in you. You can do it. You have more potential than you even realize. I have more potential than I even realize. But it's just about reminding yourself that, and, you know, just realizing you can do anything you set your mind to. All you need to do is just start moving in that direction. It might be challenging at first, but once you do it, you'll realize that it was worth it. In essence, though, like and subscribe to help support the channel. I really do appreciate it. Check me out on social media at top_sorcerer. Also at prince_of_mercury. I'm just getting my social medias up now, guys, so bear with me. I'm not any kind of social media guru. I'm not even like a content creating guru, but I will tell you this, I always aim to make my videos as authentic, unedited, unscripted as possible. I never script, edit, or do anything to my content, so everything you're seeing now is exactly how it happened. There is no cutting, there's no nothing. In essence, though, I just want you guys to know that there's somebody out there who's going to give you 100% authentic content, and is going to just tell you it like it is, and that's me. That's the Prince of Mercury. So, as I said before, help support the channel. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment if you enjoyed. Leave a comment if you want to see more stuff like this in the future. Again, check out my other video on my channel on Revelation if you want to know more about these desires and the energy in the 7 churches of Revelation. Look into that if you're interested. And that is all that I have for you guys today. And I hope you guys have snuggly dreams. And I will see you guys in the next video.